In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to insert the live navigation and a slideshow into your one column div. So I'm going to work on Arcelis website actually. The first thing you want to do, you want to manage your site, and I'm going to just point to the site and select it. And I'm going to go ahead and say save. And once the file opens, I'm just going to load the index page in. So once I load the index page in, well, before actually I do that, let me go over what I have over here. So I have this menu, live navigation menu that I demoed in class last week. So I'm going to insert this menu into the page, and I'm also going to show you there's a very fantastic tool that allows us to create dynamic slideshows, and which is called Wow Slider. So I'm going to also show you how to use Wow Slider to very easily and quickly insert images into your page. So the first thing we want to do, we want to make sure that the Arceli Basics, this is my root folder for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the navigation easy menu, the content, hold the option key and copy the two files over. And actually I had a copy over, but you can just replace that. And then in the Wow slider, I have 4 images that I want to create a slideshow with. So, so now I'm going to actually move the menu out for now. So the way that you do that, first you want to go to Wow Slider website, and the free version allows you to do basically everything that the professional version allows you to do, except that it has a small watermark to the right hand side of it. So if you don't like the watermark, you can upgrade. It's definitely worth the price. So it's called Wow Slider, and there are other tools such as Visual Lightbox also, which is a free program that you can use to create like a dynamic lightbox really quickly. But right now we're just going to do the Wow Slider. So you want to go ahead and double click that, and as soon as the page opens, you want to save this file into the folder that you have your images. It's not going to be the root folder, it's the one that I already called Wow Slider. And I'm going to call this Wow Home Getter. And like I said, the process is very easy. So the first thing you want to do, basically, you want to once you save the file, you see the file is right here. You want to grab these images, and it's kind of best if you size them so the width and the height are the same. I think there's a chance to do that, but if you make sure the width and the height are the same, you're going to get a better quality. As you click on the pictures, you can see that I can give it a different title, I can give it a description if I choose to. For now, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to click my gear tool, and from here I can say if I want to show a description or if I want to have previous or next button. So for now, I'm just going to not show the description, and well, maybe we'll show the description. Yeah, I just have the titles, but you can turn this off and on as you wish. You could also choose to have a film strip instead of bullet navigation. We could have an automatic playback on the slideshow, so you can do a lot of things that would otherwise would take much longer. And here we have a bunch of templates, and some of them actually look very nice. And all these templates, you can go and change the color palette and customize it because they run on CSS. So for now, I'm just going to use kind of a basic one. I'll just use this one. And the sizes, if you don't see your size here, you can choose customize size. And I want to choose 955, let's say by 425. I'm not too sure the tallest part of my image, but if you can resize your images so that it is to the size that you want to plug it in, the quality would be much better. Since I don't have the sizes of my files are a bit different, I'm just going to choose shrink file to size so it doesn't stretch it out. You also have different animation options. I like the basic one the best, so I'm just going to select that. So now we're going to click on the publish, and this is what you need to pay attention to. You could have multiple galleries on your website. The only thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is to change this ID number, because if the ID number is not changed, your galleries would keep replacing each other. So you can just say slide ID 1, 2, 3, depending on how many you want to use. Also for the index part, just you want to put specific titles such as gallery home, because that's going to be the slide. So I'm going to use for gallery home. I'm going to make sure that I browse, and I'll make sure that it's pointing to my wow slider. I'm going to go ahead and say choose and place it publish. Now you can see that I have my navigation, hover over, we get the thumbnails, and if you wanted the thumbnails to show, you would just change some of the other settings. You can also change this pink color in your CSS, but right now we're not going to really be doing any of that. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to come back to our Araceli's file, and these are the files you need to copy over. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to copy the home, actually this one, the one without the iframe, this one, and the engine folder and the data folder. So the engine folder basically is the jQuery, the JavaScript that's running the slideshow, and the data is basically the images that are resized to thumbnails and the larger images. So it's a really amazing program because it saves us so much time because we don't have to keep resizing everything. I'm going to go ahead and just drag this over, close this file up. Now, so I have all my assets, and I'm going to go ahead and actually start with deleting this navigation. And I'm going to go in there, make sure the code is visible. And she's put all of her navigation in a navigation ID, which is actually really nice that she's done it this way. I'm going to go ahead and delete the buttons. Delete everything till the closing div. And just put something in there so it doesn't collapse. So now I'm going to go and open up the menu HTML. First thing I want to do is copy the CSS menu link, come back to my index, go right below the CSS main engine that I have here, and just paste the menu. And Araceli has some internal links here, which we definitely want to drag over to our external main.css, which I'll do in a second, but after I'm done with this demo. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to copy in the body tag everything from the UL to the closing UL. Just copy that, come back here, find your navigation button with the text, and simply paste that in there. Save your document, go to your preview, and you will see that I have my navigation buttons showing up. I think she had her picture that was in here. I think it was by mistake inside the navigation folder. That's why when I deleted it, it basically deleted that as well. So I'm going to come back here. And there's an extra tag here somewhere, but I'll take care of that later. Um, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the gallery slider. But first I need to see where I'm going to be adding it in. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like we don't want to have a gallery div, but that's not a problem. So I'm just going to move this down, press the return key. And I'm going to just make sure she has a gallery div though. So I'm going to go to CSS Designer, click on my name, and make sure, and she does have a gallery, it's 279. I'm going to go ahead and change that to I think it was 425. And basically over here, right before my closing navigation, before the text div, I'm going to just create a new div that's it, with the gallery ID. And I'm going to just say okay, because we already have it, so we don't really need, the rule was already there. So now I'm going to save this file. I'm going to come back here and I'll open up gallery home.html. Again, open this file up, go to meta tag and copy from gray to gray. Make sure you get everything. Gray, don't get the head title. Gray to gray, copy. Come back to your index. Go back to your head tag. I can just put it right below this. And come back here again. Again, find my body. I'm not going to copy the body tag because I don't want it to change to that gray. So we're doing it again from gray to gray. That should be an indication. Come back here and just inside where the content of the gallery is, go ahead and paste and save. Now we're going to keep our fingers crossed. And there it is. There's my file. Where I have my thumbnails, and everything is working fine, except that the drop down is hiding behind my interactive gallery. Okay, so in this part of the tutorial, I'll basically I'm gonna fix the stacking order for my navigation, because right now the drop down menu is hiding behind the actual gallery. So what I need to do, you basically want to troubleshoot this as much as you can. So you can first, I started by actually checking the z-index. The z-index is the stacking order of my items on the page. So I first highlighted my gallery and I changed the z-index from auto to 2. You can also do it in this other panel. Basically, you can do it over here as well. And that didn't work. I also changed the z-index for my navigation. I also changed that to like a 1 or 2. And you highlight it, and basically it's right down here. Actually, the navigation I put it on 90 because I wanted to be all the way on the top. And that didn't work. So the last thing I did was I highlighted the my UL tag, and I'm going to change the UL tag to 100 or 99, like a higher number, because the higher number means it's going to be sitting on top of the lower numbers. And I think this one should actually work. Yeah, perfect. So this is how you change the stacking. Like if your item is not showing up, this is how you can actually modify that. So the other thing I want to show you is I'm going to, there's a couple of things that has happened because uh, I mean, it's previewing fine, but first actually I need to show you how to, the Aristoteles file, she had some internal links that we need to make sure to transfer into external. So if I click here, you see my links right here. I can highlight them and simply grab them into my main panel. I could also alternatively highlight it in the code. Highlight it, let me just go, highlight it in the code and right click or control click and say CSS, move CSS rule. I prefer this other method better because it's pretty straightforward, and you see it's much easier, and as soon as I just put it on the main, it'll provide me with a link that everything is going to be in that particular link. So this is how you actually add a live nav, and how you add a interactive uh, um, navigate gallery, and how you modify the stacking order of your project. I think I just went back too many times, so it's just kind of went back, but I'm gonna just fix that real quickly. So the Z index, I'm just gonna put 99. Yeah, I was Command Zing it, and I think it just went back too far.